Do open houses really sell the home? Today on Real Talk with Realtors about real stuff and real things, that is a question we're going to dive into because I have had sellers who say, I don't want an open house. And that's their decision. That's totally fine if that's the way that they want to go. However, I do have a rebuttal to that.
So first of all, it is a good opportunity to get traffic and people through the house.
Yeah, it maximizes your exposure on the market.
And it creates a buzz. And especially right when you list the home, it's always great to have it on open house for at least a couple of weeks if it hasn't sold prior to that. So
yes,
other people might not, they might not want to bug their agent.
Exactly.
So, we're not sure what's prepared we are, or we're just dipping our toe in the water, but they could walk in, fall in love. And we've seen that happen multiple times.
That's exactly what I was going to say to piggyback you is, you might have someone who thinks that they're not ready and then they see this house and they're all of a sudden ready. It's like a make me move type of situation.
Yeah.
I mean, the house that I live in that I bought, the offer I was competing against had never seen another house, did not have an agent, walked into the open house, had to have it, worked with the agent holding the open house, got pre-qualified and made me bid my house way up because of this one offer. So you do want that to happen.
Good for you.
If you're a seller.
Good for the seller.
Good for the seller. Great for the seller. So anyways, had those sellers not had that open house, that might not have happened because those buyers were not initially that serious.
Right.
So another reason would be for the buyers to see the home. And I guess this is more a buyer benefit, is to go see open houses without your agent, depending on how you feel with that. Like sometimes people want to go to open houses because they know they can stay there for an hour if they want. They can linger, they can talk, they don't have the agent like walking with them through the house or anything. So it's a little bit less pressure for them.
Yeah, and they don't they think they're bugging their agent.
They think they're bugging their agent. They're not. It's our job. It's our literal job.
That is their job, and they do want to show you that house. But they don't want to, I think they just don't want a commitment to their agent. Like, I don't want to, maybe I want to see this house. Oh, it's open from,
I don't want the agent to think I'm that serious yet.
Right. So like you said, it's just a lot less pressure. Yeah. You're not contacting your agent quite yet.
Yeah. Like answering a million questions, and you just go and you just see
it's easy. It's just easier.
It's just easier. And then if you like the house, then that's when they contact their agent.
Yep.
Hopefully. Mm-hmm.
And then the other reason, and this is also for a buyer's benefit, is the opportunity to see the home again. So maybe you went and saw it with your agent, you stayed for a half an hour, you really liked it. There was a couple other things that you forgot to look at. Mm-hmm. So you want to go back. Mm-hmm. You just get an opportunity to go back and see the home again, which benefits both the buyer and potentially the seller.
Yeah.
So.
And you can do that with your agent too, but the open house just makes it a little bit easier, and maybe they wouldn't have gone back a second time, but since it's open, they will. And that would also alleviate any concern that they may have. It just makes them even, like, in my opinion, more likely to close the escrow.
And keeps them a little more excited about the house because they've seen it again.
Yeah.
So.
And they're really, the second time, they're really starting to picture themselves there.
And or it could make them think they don't want the house, but at least you know now versus getting into contract and a week later they back out.
That's true. Like, they were unsure, so they went back and they're like, actually, this isn't the house.
The more opportunity that a buyer has to be in a house, the better for everybody.
Absolutely. So number 4 would be, it's good feedback for the seller. So you might get a couple of showings in the first few days and you get feedback from those showings. But if you have an open house, you might have 20 people through, and that agent is collecting feedback from everyone. They walk around the house and the agent goes, so what'd you think? And then that agent can provide feedback. So, like, especially from a listing agent perspective, that can be super beneficial. We can collect data and say, okay, look, this is the feedback we were getting. We're a little bit too high above the market, and
you know what too? I think the feedback is better and more accurate from an open house than it is from an agent getting it from the buyer's agent.
Right.
Because sometimes it was just like, oh, they just didn't like it.
Yeah.
It wasn't for them. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten that feedback versus at an open house. You don't even have to ask the potential buyer. Yeah. They will tell you. Yeah. They either like it or they don't like it or they say nothing and they just walk out the door. Yeah. So I think you just get more true feedback. You can also overhear what they're saying to their spouse. So it just gives you a better idea of, whether you're at the right price or some of the things that you might need to change about the house.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is not really about whether open houses sell the home, this next point, but we just wanted to bring up the new NAR settlement. I think a lot of people have a good idea of what that is at this point. In the future, you're going to be signing a buyer broker agreement with your agent before you go and see a house. So that's kind of like going to be a large barrier to being able to view a home. So with this settlement that's starting in July, presumably, how will this affect open house traffic? Because if open houses are an exception to that buyer broker agreement rule, bump the mic again, we are going to see open house attendance skyrocket, in my opinion.
I think so too.
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to be probably the main way for anyone who's not committed to an agent yet to go see a home, which is what they want. All the buyer wants is to go see homes at first.
Right.
They don't care about anything else.
They don't even want to get pre-approved yet. They just want to, they're just
excited
about the house.
Go.
They just want to see the house, which is understandable. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I would rather see the home first.
Me too.
And then if I like it, then I'll get connected. So I think you're right. I think open house traffic is going to be.
We better buy some more signs.
Oh, you're right. Good point. Put that on the list.
Put that on the to-do list. So we'll have to watch that and see what happens. Big changes coming in the later half of the year. And if anyone has questions about that, please reach out to us. We'd love to chat with you more about the changes coming. But I do think open houses will be a big deal.
So moral of the story is open houses are good.
Have your open houses. Have your houses open. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.